Hey, what's up? Sean Cannell here with a bonus episode on the Think Marketing podcast, all about how to quickly create a digital product that you can sell by doing a simple 3 to 5 day challenge. Now, I'm excited about talking about this because in our community, so many people want to create an online course or a digital product, but they honestly get so overwhelmed and bogged down in the details. And so I wanted to give you a model that you can implement based off the last episode of the Think Marketing podcast, all about challenges. And if you haven't listened to that one, definitely check it out. It's the podcast episode before this, where we talk all about doing a 3-day, a 5-day challenge. It could be about overthinking. It could be about marketing. It could be about learning software, learning a skill. Whatever your niche is, it's helping people solve a problem or a pain point. And maybe eventually you want to create a mini course or an online course, but you're like, man, how do I outline it? How do I structure it? How do I schedule it? And I want to solve that with a very simple method that you can implement really soon to accomplish that goal. Now, today's episode is brought to you by startyourmovement.live. That's actually a challenge on how to do challenges by my friend Pedro Adeo, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But here's the idea. I want you to think about what is a 3 to 5 day challenge that you could do in your niche, and possibly think about actually interviewing people. Could you do it or having guests for your challenge? Now, one of the challenges my friend Pedro does, it's called the Wisdom Challenge. Now, he does 31 days. I do not suggest that's a lot. That's a grind, man. That's a whole month of, he doesn't even take a day off. Like it's a lot of content. But what he actually does, it's called the Wisdom Challenge. It's based off the book of Proverbs. And actually what he does every day is just reads through the book of Proverbs, that chapter for that day, with a guest, and talks about some of the insights and kind of does like a little Bible study. But he schedules guest speakers that are other authors, pastors, speakers. And one of the things that he connects to that challenge is it's a free challenge, but if you want to buy the recordings, if you want to buy VIP and get the recordings for life, it's $31. Well, now think about it. Once the challenge is over, you now have a bundle of resources as well that you can continue to market and sell in the future. So consider this. Our friend Ben is doing an intermittent fasting challenge. And of course, he's going to teach that content himself. But imagine if you invited different authors that can talk about how the body processes glucose and digests food and whatnot. And you were to do a 3-day challenge with 3 guest speakers, and you're the main host, and you just invite 3 people that are authors or speakers or experts, and you sell the recordings for even $10, for $7, for $27. Not only, here's the model. What you're going to do is people can opt in for a free challenge, and on the next page, you just say, hey, would you like the recordings for life? Would you like to be able to have access so that you don't just get these for a limited time, but you actually get these powerful conversations forever? And you get kind of a digital product of the recordings of this challenge. Not only is it a cool way to generate a little bit of money right up front, but again, you now have an asset that you can use in the future. And so when you think about it, one of the ideas we want to do here at Think Media, of course, our main thing is YouTube, but there's things we want to do about leadership. And my thought was, man, what are a couple authors we could invite, leaders, authors, speakers? We'd love to have John Maxwell, or, for us, that's kind of more on the faith side, maybe like have John Bevere talk about how to multiply, or, different people like that. So imagine if we could get those speakers to be a part of a 3-day challenge or a 5-day challenge, and it's free, but then it's like, hey, do you want the recordings? They're $20. And there's all that high value. And then maybe you get the transcripts or you get some other things. My friend, you could quickly create it's not really an online course, but if you structure it and even create an outline to your challenge, you could quickly create a digital product, an asset that you have for sale. Now, if you do a YouTube video, let's use the leadership analogy, you do a YouTube video about leadership and you say, hey, by the way, if you enjoyed this content, or you play a clip from one of those speakers that taught for 45 minutes in your challenge. You play a clip on your YouTube channel for 7 minutes, pop on camera and say, hey, that was a recording from our, recent 5-day leadership challenge. If you, want to grab all those sessions, the challenge is over now, but we have 50% off on the recordings, and you could grab those for $10. Link in the description down below. Now, you might be asking a million questions. How do I set that up? I mean, where do you host your challenge? Where does all that happen? And this is not the place for this bonus episode on the podcast, but I would recommend, if you see the possibility and power of this, 2 things. Number one, if you haven't listened to part 1 yet about challenges, go listen to part 1 on the Think Marketing podcast. And number 2, I encourage you, if this is fascinating to you and you think this could align with your niche, your brand, your vision, or even you're like, that sounds cool, I want to learn more, then go to startyourmovement.live, because my friend Pedro is breaking down how to do challenges. Like, how do you set up the pages? How do you, do exactly what I described? Set up an upsell or the ability to upgrade to VIP? When do you deliver on that? How do you host those files? What do you say in the challenge? What makes a good challenge? How do you name a challenge? What's the difference between a challenge that succeeds and a challenge that fails? I know you might have a million questions. And so check out startyourmovement.live to be a part of Pedro's training. That's where we learned about challenges. And I really want to encourage you, the shortest path to, I believe, having a digital product that you can continue to market and sell and serve your community with is possibly doing a 3-day challenge. Forget interviewing, just teach 3 steps of your thing, of how you help people in that 3-day challenge, and then package and promote those recordings. By putting it on the calendar, it'll force you to put that out into the world, to get it recorded, and then you can package it and do whatever you want with it in the future. Check out the show notes if you want more info, and definitely rate and review the podcast if you've been getting value out of the Think Marketing podcast. And I can't wait to see you on the next episode, or hear you, or you'll hear me, and Heather and I will be back for our main Tuesday episode. But I hope you got value out of this bonus one. And until then, keep crushing it, keep smashing it, and we will talk soon.